What's up, family? Today we're going to be doing my famous honey bourbon glazed salmon. I want you to take a look at this beautiful salmon that we're going to use today, guys. So we're going to get that prepped up and we'll be right back.
I always wash my meat, family. I always wash my proteins. I mean, that's a personal preference, but just something I choose to do. All right, once you get it nice and clean, we put it on a plate and then we're going to pat it dry. You can pat it dry just by using a paper towel. It's just simple. Pat it dry, get it nice and dry. And then once we do that, we're going to add the seasoning, and we're going to use that easy peasy seasoning. We're going to add a little heat to it, and we're going to finish it off with the original. And here we have it. We got that easy peasy heat all purpose. That's what we're going to hit it with first. We're going to get a little dashes of that heat, just a little dashing of that heat. You don't want to use too much of this, guys, because it has a nice little pop to it, but it's not overwhelming. We're going to do it on both sides. We're going to turn it over. And we're going to hit it with a little more of that heat. All right, we got that heat on there. And then we're going to top it off with a little more of the original, because we didn't want to add too much heat. We didn't want to add too much heat to it because, like I said, guys, it has a little kick to it. You know, for those who like the little kick in their food, going to get it nice on both sides with the all-purpose original. Get that nice and seasoned. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to pat that in. And we're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes to let all those beautiful seasoning spices soak in there. And then we're going to get a nice sear on that thing.
All right, guys, it's been about 10 minutes. So we got it nice and we got everything nice and marinated in that easy peasy seasoning. Take a look at that, guys. You see how good that looks? And now we're finna get it in the pan, guys. Get it nice and seared to finish this thing off. Guys, we got the pan on like medium high heat. And then we're going to add just a little oil. But once that pan get nice and hot, we're going to turn the temperature down a little bit so we can start the searing. All right, guys, we got that pan nice and hot. We're going to get the nice oil all around the pan a little bit. All right, then we're going to get our nice salmon and we're going to sear it. All right, you hear it? Yeah, that's what you're looking for. You want it to be nice and hot so you can get that nice sear on there. Okay, guys, we got one side of it nice and seared. We're going to give it a little flip. Oh, yeah, it's sort of. Oh, yeah, give it a nice little flip. And now we're going to add a little butter. We're going to add just a little butter on there. Once we get that butter in there, and then we're going to add a little thyme and rosemary. We're going to get that in there, and we're going to get that nice. When the butter melts, we're going to baste the salmon. We want to add a little more butter to that. We're going to add just a little more butter, and that should do it. And now once we get that going, we're just going to continue to baste. And we're going to baste. Yep, we're going to give it a nice base. And can you imagine how nice and juicy and flaky this salmon is going to be? It's going to be real beautiful. And guys, look at that. That looks so delicious. It looks so delicious. So what we're going to do now, we're going to remove the pan from the heat and we're going to put it on a separate plate to let it rest. And then we're going to get to making that honey glazed bourbon sauce. We're going to make that honey glazed bourbon sauce. So guys, first off, we're going to start off with a little Worcestershire sauce. We get that in there. You know, we just want to get a good base for that Worcestershire sauce. Okay, then we're going to add a couple tablespoons of brown sugar. We're going to add a little brown sugar in there. Yeah, we're going to get that brown sugar in there. All right. Once we get that brown sugar, we're going to add a little honey as well. Just a little, because the brown sugar is going to give it that sweetness. So we're just going to add a little honey. Then once we get that, we're going to add that bourbon. You can use any brand bourbon you like. I use Jack Daniels. We're just going to add a little bit of that. And then we're going to hit it with some lemon juice. We're going to hit that lemon juice in there. All right. If you get a couple of seeds in there, guys, it'll be all right. You just got to get the seeds. Remember to get the seeds out. Okay? All right. We get a couple of seeds in there. And we just keep it on low heat. And we're just going to work this all around. We're going to get all those flavors going in there. And it's going to get a real caramelized texture to it. And it's going to be a great sauce, guys, for your salmon. So this is a honey bourbon glaze sauce. And guys, with this sauce, we got to continuously make sure we keep it stirred, keep it stirred, keep it stirred, because we want to make sure all that alcohol is cooked off and everything. Because if not, it's going to give it a very alcohol taste, and we don't want that. We just want that bourbon to give it that nice hickory wood flavor, because you know bourbon is stored in wood, guys. Some bourbons are actually made and produced and processed in wood, different types of wood, maple, you know, all different types of wood. I don't know all the woods, but you know, they have a process they use and they take it through different types of wood to give it different flavors. So the different bourbons you use, it can hold different woody texture flavors. So we're going to keep that going, keep that going. And once it get to the texture we like, we're going to take it off and set that to the side and let it finish. All right, guys, that's about the right texture that we wanted right there. So we're going to take that off and let it finish. And as it sits, it's going to thicken up just a little more. All right, while we're letting that sauce thicken up a little bit, we're going to get another little small skillet and we're just going to hit it with a little oil, and the eye is already hot. So what we're doing now is just for the garnish, we're going to take a half a lemon and we're going to put that in the pan and we're going to sear that lemon. All right, we got a nice sear on that lemon, and we're going to set that to the side. We're going to use that for plating. All right, guys, now we're finna plate it. We're going to start off with some pre-boiled rice I had cooked earlier. We're going to put that like in the middle of the plate, just in a nice little circle. Because what we're doing, we're just trying to make a nice presentation for that beautiful salmon. Make sure you get all the rice in the middle of the plate. We're going to make it nice and pretty. We're going to have a nice bedding for that beautiful salmon. Got that nice bedding of rice, and then we're going to take that beautiful salmon and we're just going to place it over the rice, just like that. Okay, and then once we do that, we're going to add some of that beautiful sauce to it. We're going to add some of that beautiful sauce right over the top. We're going to add just a little bit of that good sauce right over the top. This sauce is really good, guys. If you haven't tried it, you're going to have to try it. So we're going to put a little bit of that sauce over there. And this is going to give it some very nice flavor. All right, we got the sauce over there. Now we got the sauce, and we're going to top it with a little lemon. Okay, then we're going to hit it with this, with just a little rosemary. All right, and then we're going to take that garnish, beautiful seared, on the side. And guys, there you have it, from start to finish.